Good morning, Virgos. Welcome back to Tarot with Kat. Good morning. Today is Monday, September 15th, and this is your tarot reading for the week of September 15th through the 22nd. Every Monday I give readings for all the fire and earth signs, and every Wednesday I do all the air and water signs. So welcome to my channel, Virgos, and happy birthday, Virgos. It's your birthday time right now, especially if your birthday's exactly today. Happy birthday, Virgos. Really interesting month astrologically for everybody. There's a lot of really powerful, strong, energetic things going on astrologically speaking right now for everyone, but especially for you, Virgo. You've got a solar eclipse in Virgo this month. So powerful new beginnings for you. It's a week to clear your slate, set precise intentions. Do be sure to be setting those intentions. It's time for you to step into a more empowered version of yourself. This portal is open for you right now for this. That is what the solar system, the energy there is saying. So let's now see what the tarot says, shall we? Here we go. This is our reading for Virgo for the week of September 15th through the 22nd. All right. Using the Smith weight deck here. It's the 100 Centennial deck of, and here you are, Virgo. I'm getting this Ace of Swords right here representing you right now today, Virgo. So I'll put a link and more information about this really cool deck of cards and the artist down in the description and in the description for this. Check out my channel. I have some fun videos about her and the artwork and the history of the tarot. I want to make more. I really hope I can do that. All right, so you are presented here to, Virgo, as an Ace of Swords this week. Crossing you as your challenge, obstacle, or awareness is a Queen of Pentacles. Down here in your subconscious tool shed, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. In your immediate past this week is a Page of Wands. Crowning you is swift action, the Eight of Wands. Immediate future this week, you're going to step into the King of Wands. Oh boy, you've got lots of aces, kings, queens. This is very interesting and totally tracking with what's happening with you. You're going to be feeling the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands is how you're going to feel this week, a little bit or a lot. Your environment, though, is going to give you a Knight of Wands. Wow, look at all the wands you've got. You've got the Page, the Knight, the King, the Eight, the Nine of Wands. A lot of wands. Wands are fire signs. Wands are action. Wands are movement. Wands are accomplishing tasks, getting things done. It's what you do is wands. It's also your passions, your pleasures, not romance, but the things you find pleasure and joy in, your hobbies, that kind of thing. In your hopes and fears spot, we've got a King of Cups. Interesting. And that's our first cup to come up, and it's in your hopes and fears spot. Okay. And the final outcome this week is a Queen of Cups. Oh my gosh. You've got kings and queens and knights and pages and an ace, and then a bunch of wands. So this is so interesting, so interesting. All right, Virgos. My brother's a Virgo, by the way. He has a birthday in just a couple of days. I'm going to have to be sure to send him this reading, but I'll make sure to. I also put some scriptural references with these tarot readings when they come out, because the energies and the things that apply to the tarot supports the Bible. It supports the universe, God's universal truth, and God is all over these tarot cards. And it does support that. So I always love to put some scriptural correlations with my readings. And I usually put those down. I've considered putting a little thing at the end to talk about that. I don't know, but up to now, I've just been adding them in the description of the tarot reading. So if you have an opinion about that, I'd love to hear it, whichever way. I'd love to hear your opinion about that down in the comment section below. And do be sure, if you like this, to hit the like button. Do subscribe so that you get a reminder every week of your tarot reading coming up. I'd really appreciate it. It would help me out a lot. Hit that subscribe button now. Thank you very much. That's also part of like committing and setting your intention, is by hitting that like button, helping others out. Okay, so this card right here, this is going to be a confirmation card for us. This is another Rider-Waite tarot deck, and of course we got the devil on the bottom, but it's holographic, which I thoroughly love the deck. I just thought it was a beautiful deck, and then I started learning and reading about this hologram theory and how it relates to the universe and all of that, and it relates so much to things I've learned over the years in other disciplines. It's fascinating. I will share more when I learn more and can speak more competently about it myself. But this, which we're going to cover with our universe in a pyramid here, is our confirmation card, which we're going to keep hidden until the end of the reading. So as I'm doing this reading for you, Virgos, if this is totally jiving and like hitting and going, oh yes, I know exactly what she's talking about, and I think I know what that card is, I would love it if you took a minute and put your guess down in the comment section below so I could see what you thought the card was, how this spread is speaking to you. So Virgo, you are presented by the Ace of Swords this week. So brand new opportunity, idea, inspiration, thought. Swords are also communication. So some new idea that's come, a new thought, that you want to put into action. Now this also represents the card of triumph. So maybe you're feeling especially triumphant this week. But I think more it has to do with you're having thoughts and inspirations about how to achieve more, do better, accomplish whatever that thing is that you've been working so hard on. You've got some new inspirations and ideas that you want to put into action this week, Virgo, and that's you. However, you're being crossed by a Queen of Pentacles. And Queen of Pentacles is a powerful, now this could be a woman in your life, it could be a woman or somebody in your life with a similar energy, with Queen of Pentacles energy, because our tarot has no gender. So when a card comes up, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a person of that gender. It could be the opposite gender, but that's the energy they're bringing and that's the role they're playing. So a Queen of Pentacles is very in control. She's in control of her finances, and her material world is comfortable. She's well established. She's has all the material wealth and comfort that she needs. But she's a nurturing, caring, loving person who cares for others. So if this is what's coming up as crossing you, Virgo, this week, I don't know if there's a Queen of Pentacles kind of person in your life who maybe isn't on board with you like you are, in terms of what are this great idea, this great new thing, whatever you want to do. Maybe this Queen of Pentacles, maybe she's concerned about finances or what, or perhaps, now, I think if it's what you needed to be, it would be more in your ideals. It would be up here. So this is a person who has a Queen of Pentacles energy about her, who's in your life, who's crossing you, who you need to maybe be mindful about how you're communicating and work through some of that sort of stuff this week, Virgo. You've also got Pentacles, though, yourself down here in your subconscious tool shed. So this area down here, it's all the things you've been through in your life or your past lives that have become a part of you, that you bring to the situation. They're it's almost like part of your nature. And it's an Ace of Pentacles. So there's another ace. You're feeling the Ace of Swords. It's really an idea. You've got an Ace of Pentacles. So that makes me think that Ace of Pentacles has to do with having a brilliant idea and then putting it, that's going to make you all kinds of like money and profit. So maybe you have been successful in your previous life, or maybe you've been one in your past who's had a lot of ideas and been able to monetize them and put them into toward making a profit for you and yours, perhaps. In the immediate past this week, Virgo, you have a Page of Wands. So This pages are young people, some often children or younger people. It could represent a person who is very young in spirit. When I say very young, I mean usually often kind of an immature sometimes. And wands wands are fire sign. They have to do with taking action, doing something. And so I feel like there's been some, it can also mean like going on a trip or something. And so I feel like pages are often bringing delivery boys. They're bringing messages. So maybe in your recent past, you've had a young person who's brought a message of some opportunity to you. And your ideal with that message, here's more wands, is the 8 of Wands. Swift action is the 8 of Wands. So you need to act quickly. Whatever this thing is that this page is bringing, you have this Ace of Swords feeling like, oh, I got this brilliant idea, this inspiration for this new thing. There is this Queen of Pentacles personality crossing you, but you got this Ace of Pentacles vibe going on for you already. Somebody's bringing a message or opportunity of some sort of work or travel for you. You need to take swift action on it, and is the ideal crowning you this week, Virgo. In the immediate future, you'll head into a King of Wands. Again, there's those wands. So King of Wands is somebody who's in command of their hearth and home and their family. They're in charge. They're stable. This card is stability. They know when to take action, and yet they're caring. It's a caring, but it's a card of a lot of control and power, and the ability to take action when action is needed in the right place at the right time with the right outcome is the King of Wands. And you're stepping into that in your immediate future this week, Virgo. It's going to make you feel, so you got the 8 of Wands, 9 of Wands, you got Page, tons of Wands. Page, Knight, King of Wands. So lots of work, lots of action, things happening for you this week, Virgo. Not surprising considering what's happening in your planetary sphere, astrologically speaking. You're going to feel like the 9 of Wands, kind of worn out, weary. You've won, you've done it. You're doing all the tasks. You're going to accomplish all the tasks, but you are just like, oh, you're going to feel, this is how you're feeling in your environment this week, a little worn out. It's going to be one of those weeks, and we have them where we've just got so many tasks, whatever these 8 swift action things, you're going to have to be doing a lot of stuff all at once this week, Virgo. Your environment's going to give you this Knight of Wands, which I love. A knight rushing in. He is a lot of action, the Knight of Wands. Not all knights have this much emotion. Some knights are much more cautious. The Knight of Pentacles is practically stationary, planted to the ground. But this Knight of Wands, he's rushing in again with this could be, and it's in your environment. So I feel like this is another person, an adult in your life, a young adult or middle-aged adult, not necessarily a man, could be man or woman, fire sign maybe, who is coming in, rushing in with messages, again, regarding whatever this task or this thing is that you've thought of that's bringing in all this action. You're going to have a person rushing in with more opportunities for you for that in your environment this week. In your ideal is the King of Cups. This is your, not ideal, hopes and fears. So your hopes and fears, and I think this is definitely hopes is your King of Cups. King of Cups have to do with your heart, your emotions, love, intuition, creativity. I like to think of everything below the neck. Swords are everything above the neck. Thoughts and communication, but these are cups. And so a King of Cups is totally in charge of his emotions, has control over all his emotions, and yet is still loving, caring, can express his emotions in a healthy way. And I think that's probably, Virgo, what you're striving for this week as you're dealing with all this stuff and you're having to deal with, maybe when you're dealing with whoever this Queen of Pentacles is that's crossing you, maybe by being the King of Cups and making sure you're in charge of all that, you can handle that. That's how you're going to handle that situation. And the final outcome is a Queen of Cups. which is kind of cool because she's right up there with the king. She's also in control of her all. She's emotionally intelligent. She's caring. She's intuitive. She's creative. She's nurturing, but she's also in control and in charge. And that's what's coming out for you for your final outcome, which I think is quite beautiful. I feel like whatever this is, you're going to set your intention toward the situation, which is going to, you're imagining a King of Cups. The final outcome is a Queen of Cups, which is wonderful. And I think this whole, whatever this new thing is, this new shift, because there will be, you guys are going through some major shifts this month, is going to turn out well. Now I'm wondering what this confirmation card is. So if you think you know what this confirmation card is, I don't know if any of this reading is ringing true to you, Virgo, this week. But if you think you know, put a comment right down there in the section. What card do you think it might be? Or what do you think it would have to do with? Maybe you don't know the tarot cards very well, but you know, oh, it must be advice about the person I'm thinking of right now, or what, you know, I don't know. But I'd love to hear if you think you know down in the comment section. Okay, let's see. What is it? What is our confirmation card for Virgos this week? The Hierophant. Interesting. Hierophant is the 5th major arcana. And it has to, I think this has got to be some advice for you, Virgo, because Hierophant, or maybe it's interesting. I started this reading talking to my brother, or just talking about my brother who's a Virgo, because, and he's very devout Christian, which I totally honor, respect. So am I. I'm a lot of things. I'm a student of all religions, actually. I do pray. I do all kinds of praying and meditating and stuff. But the Hierophant is the arcana that has to do with religions, and anything, like all organized religions, everything having to do with these social groups that get together with a common belief system, common goals. And so whether it's your Lions Club, whether it's your church group, whether it's your PTA group, or, you know, any group like that where you're getting together with people. And so it's challenging because you have to deal with a lot of different personalities, but it's very important. It's a critical element in human beings' existence, all religions. It's what helps us function together as a large social group with a common underlying value system that serves the greater good in order to achieve a higher purpose than any of us could ever achieve alone. And it's because we're all interconnected. We're all actually interconnected. We're all just distant cousins who haven't met yet. And the reason why religions take hold and work is because they tap into universal truth, which is God, which is God's law, God's love. They also mix in all kinds of man's law into these social groups and situations, and that's where it all tends to go awry, right? But the universal laws are pretty fixed. They're like gravity. As much as you would like to change that law, say, oh, that law doesn't work anymore, we need a new law. You're not going to change the law of gravity, and that's what universal law is, and it's love, and it's God, and it's Allah, and it's, you know, all of that. And so, Virgo, I feel like it's going to be important to rely on that this week to accomplish your goals and what you need to make this major transformation that's coming your way, Virgo, this week. So with that, I'm going to leave you for the week. Do right now, hit that subscribe button down below. That way, it doesn't cost anything. And that way, your reading will come up on your feed each week, and you'll be able to see what your tarot reading is for the week to come. Thank you for visiting Tarot with Kat. I hope you have a blessed, blessed week, Virgo, and happy birthday to you all. Take care, Virgo.